There we go. So we've got Sarah's going to talk to us today. She usually chats to us each year about Pinterest, but it's useful because there's always something new, isn't there? Trends and all that sort of stuff as
Yeah,
well. So Sarah's going to talk to us about that. So I think I'll spotlight you, Sarah, and then we can sort out. Are you giving a presentation?
yeah, I've
Do I have to allow you to share? Probably. Do I?
no,
See
I
if you can
think hold
share.
on. That seems to work. Right now you can see my
Ta-da!
Zoom, it's probably a bit weird, so
No, that's
I'll
fine. I
just
don't think I need the spotlight, actually. I'm going to remove the spotlight.
okay, right.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Good. So I can see. Can everybody see the screen? Should be able to, I hope. Yep. Excellent.
Okay,
Right,
great.
Sarah, I'm going to hand over to you.
I'm going to
And
press present, I think. Full
yep.
screen.
And then I'm going to go on mute.
Okay.
And hopefully the technology will work. Ta-da! There
Okay.
we go.
So today I'm going to chat to you about Pinterest for business. And I think I do this about once a year, as Carol said. So there's been a few changes. So I was going to do a demo this time as well, how to upload a pin, as it's called. So I'm just going to introduce me to yourselves, and then we can go through what Pinterest is, what type of people use it, why it's really good to use it for your business. It's good to know some differences between Pinterest and the other social media platforms. Um, Great ways to use it for your business, popular copy ideas and strategies. So I help small businesses with websites and social media strategy. So I'm kind of been around for a while. So the short description is I used to work in IT for 25 years, and I was a software engineer and a project manager, and it was all about warehousing software for warehouses, and I've stomped around warehouses, warehouses of the world of high vis on and kind of pointed at things. But after 25 years of that, I decided to sort of try a few craft businesses, and then I joined Tech Pixies in an effort to understand how to promote my organic soap, the organic soap sideline that I had at the time. And that's where I met Carol and Paula back in 2020. So that's 4 years ago. And then through that, I got a social media manager CPD certificate. And then I decided that I really liked Pinterest a bit more than Instagram and Facebook. And I specialized in that with a company called Social Giraffe, and I got their Pinterest manager CPD as well. And I've also got as well as all the other software stuff from decades ago. I've got over 5 years of WordPress experience now, and what I like to do is kind of like help people solve problems. My mum's a bit disorganized, so I'm beginning to think that she maybe trained me to do sort people's problems out. And I like explaining like technical bits and pieces to people who are non-technical and helping them understand more. So let me just pop that to the top. So what is Pinterest? So Pinterest sort of gets grouped with the other social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook, but really it's a visual version of Google. So you're scrolling through and you're looking at images rather than like descriptions on your web screen, which Google is. So some people would describe it as the love child of Google and Instagram. And so it's got its own app, and you can view it on like a normal browser if you want. It's got like a screenshot here. So you can search for it. You've got home, and you can also got a feed as well, so you can the algorithm understand things that you like, or it's asked you questions, and that will then show you what you searched on before. It's going to show you similar things. You can buy products from it, like the big retailers, but then you've got small retailers who might have linked Shopify or WooCommerce to it. And a lot of people use it for inspiration, looks like So like how you want to design your or decorate your lounge, for example. You can create your own boards as a user. So you group together, if you're doing your lounge, for example, you might put carpet ideas with sofa ideas. So, got my zoom bar there. Seems always there. Right. So what you post on Pinterest technically gets called a pin. And so what you've got is you have an image, which you might have some text on as well as a nice image. You've got a title there, which is like a short description of, you're trying to draw people in when they scroll, they see a portion of the text there. There's its title, and then you've got a longer description, and then you've also always got a link to the web page that you want to send it to. And then what type of people use Pinterest? Well, it turns out that 1 in 4 adults globally use Pinterest. There are over 4 million active monthly users. There's more female people use Pinterest than not female. And also got 66% of people prefer to do searches with visual things rather than reading words like on Google. So that's why Pinterest is so popular. The type of people who use Pinterest, a lot of them are planners, so they like to think in advance and get things scheduled, for example. They want to learn new skills. They're looking to solve problems. It's very popular with teaching and learning resources, so free guides or templates or patterns, for example. It's also very popular with craft and design, like you lovely ladies. So it's very popular with people who like craft and design. And since pandemic, really, a lot of people have been using it to ideas to start their own business, or side hustle, as the Americans like to call it. So why is it a good idea to use it for your business? One of the biggest differences between Pinterest and Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn is that once you've uploaded your pin, it's there forever and it's evergreen, and it could be searchable. If someone puts those keywords in, then it could pop up on their screen. And also people are using the platform to learn and discover. So they're searching to solve something when they're on there. So the fact that your content's popped up in their feed is a benefit and helping them. Whereas if you think about Facebook, you're trying to find out what your brother, sister, or cousins have been up to, and then something about a natural deodorant pops up, for example, or something like that. So, and that's sort of considered disruptive. Whereas what people are looking at on Pinterest is that they're there searching anyway. So, they're looking for your sort of content. Pinterest users are, research shows that they take action, so they're more likely to buy or make a decision or take an action rather than people on Facebook or Instagram. And a huge difference between Pinterest and the others is that it actually really needs a link to a website from the post, whereas if you post on Instagram, you can't really put a working link to a website on a normal post, a grid post. And Facebook or LinkedIn, you can, but actually they won't get as much reach compared to posts that don't have a link on them. So here's a few differences that are good to know. So Pinterest, the posts are evergreen, but they are slower to get traction. So you would want to put a pin up about 8 to 12 weeks before you'd see it. So if you're going to do something for Halloween or Christmas, you're going to be doing that at the end of the summer rather than beginning of October, for example. It's a really positive environment, an inclusive environment. So you won't really get trolling, and people are nice and encouraging. So that's one of the ethoses of Pinterest. It's a lot of it's based on keywords. So you need to think about how will users search for your products or services. So you don't use hashtags. There's an analytics page that shows you information, and also there's a trend page, which is really useful to see when your keyword search term will peak during the year if it's a popular one. So all accounts are equal in Pinterest. So if you say selling jeans and Levi's compared to a smaller brand, then the pins are equal according to the algorithm. You save your pins to board, so think of that like folders. So rather than the other platforms, you just put it up there, but you need to think about your folders because people can go and look at your profile and then look at the boards to see how you've collated information. Pinterest is an independent floated company, so it's not like Facebook and Instagram, which are all caught up in the big Meta thing, or Google and Microsoft. So it's a big company, but it's not one of the big giants, and nothing to do with Elon Musk either. Right. So the metrics are different on Pinterest. So on Instagram or Facebook, you're always looking for followers as a key metric. And although you've got that on Pinterest, it's not as important. What you're looking for is the monthly views. So that's how many times the algorithms are showing your pins to people. Engagement. Outbound clicks is where someone's gone onto your pin and then clicked through to the website link, and saves as well. So obviously people are trying to learn and they're being organized, and if they like something they think I might want to come back to that later, I'll save it. And that's really important on Pinterest because they'll probably go through their saves at some stage and then go onto your content from there. And I just put this there because I thought it was quite important. You need to make sure the account you've set up is a business account and not a personal account. That's also important. Otherwise you won't see the metrics, but they're quite strict, like with Facebook, about how you use personal accounts now. So how to use Pinterest for your business. So if you have if you're, say, services business, you can upload lots of blogs to your website, and then you can create different pins for those, and the idea would be so they can read the content for free, but maybe you're putting something on there about joining your mailing list, your newsletter list for some reason. So at the moment, I'm working through, turned out to be a bigger project than I thought. I'm working through a GDP, 9 steps to be GDPR compliant. So I've got some free content in my blog, and then I'm creating a workbook, which people will have to join my mailing list to get the workbook, which will help them, and it's got more information in it. So that's how I'm using a blog in that case. If you have products like online patterns or yarn, for example, then you can link your pins directly to a product or to a product category. So you might have an e-com website like Shopify or WooCommerce, and there's particular collaboration between Pinterest and Shopify these days. So when you connect them, the shop works much better than the other website platforms, but then Shopify is more expensive, so that's the downside. Like I said, so adding to blogs, you've also got lead magnets. That's where you have a page where you're offering something in a PDF, say, that is going to help people. So Minera's got quite a few, I know. And so you're going to have a landing page, which is a page on your website, and that's going to have all the benefits of downloading the free guide. And then they're going to join your email list to access that free guide. So if you create pins going to those, that works really well on Pinterest. And then, if your services, then, you're kind of getting people to join your email list. And then through that, you can nurture them, keep people engaged, and then offer your sort of time limited offers through that, rather than, it's not going to work if you kind of go, oh, I've got a sale on, next week. That's never going to work on Pinterest. But you could use your email list to communicate that to people and sell some of your services or products. Right. So to get best results, I've written this in the positive way, Pinterest way, and not gone, these are 5 things to avoid. So if you can use your own images, Pinterest will give you loads of more views than if you use something of Canva, because I think every image on Canva is seen about 1 million times. And also you can use the Canva design to this 1000 wide by 1500 tall. So it's a bit like the shape of the phone, the portrait shape. That's the best shape to use for Pinterest. Don't use squares. Keep your content varied. So use as many different web pages as possible to link your content to, and like work your way through those. Using keywords, so kind of do the keyword research. Have a look on when you go in the search tool, see what drops down, and then keep a note of that, and then put that in your board descriptions, the pin image, the pin title, and pin description. I really recommend using the trends tool. That's quite interesting. You can compare different keyword phrases, and then it shows throughout the year how they peak. So sometimes you might get so when I've been working on carols, there's like free knitting patterns and knitting patterns free, and then one is way more popular than the other, which is quite surprising, but that's why it's worth using the tool, and it's there under the analytics. Another top tip, and often people miss this out, is claiming your website. So there's a part on your profile where you can add your websites, and then you can click on a button to claim them, and it shows you different options to do it. And normally, unless you're on Shopify, the best way to do it is to do it through your DNS records. It's just easier that way. Right, so here are some popular copy ideas for helping people solve problems. So if you have something like how to do something or how to solve something, so many steps or so many easy steps to do something, a beginner's guide to something, avoid 5 mistakes to avoid on something, a top 10, so many ideas to do something, how I, followed by inspiring transformative statement, like how I ditched the day job or something like that, and also many hacks to do something. So for a Pinterest strategy, I would strongly recommend be consistent, and that's another kind of misconception about Pinterest. I've done a lot of networking recently, like going to a pub, going to pubs, and it's called Ladies Who Latte. So you go to a pub locally and then you have coffee with people. And one lady's going, she goes, "Oh, I've put some up there," and it's like you have to sort of do one a day. It's not quite like being on Etsy where you just uploaded your one pattern or something like that. You have to be consistent and do something every single day. But to make that more manageable, you can schedule what you do. So the native Pinterest scheduler, you can now go up to about 30 days in advance, which is a big bonus on how it used to just be 2 weeks. And there are also other schedulers out there. There's one called Tailwind that people use for Pinterest a lot if you want to go beyond the 28, 30 days. And I think there's a few others now as well. Right, so my next tip for strategy would be to create 3 to 5 boards, so you can vary what you put your strategy, what your pins on, and always make sure you've got keywords in your board name and board description. And then when you're creating your schedule for Pinterest, you could do like 1 pin a day, or if you want to go really supercharge it, you could do 3 fresh pins a day. So a fresh pin is where the combination of the image, title, and description is different, it's unique, and then you kind of go, right, first time I do it, I'm going to put it to this board, and then you've got a spreadsheet and you keep a note of that. And then there's also a concept called repinning, so you can reuse that image with the title, description, image combination, and as long as you pin it to a different board at least, say, 3 months after you did initially, that counts as good content as well. So but then you need to keep records in spreadsheets of what you've done, because if you keep pinning the same stuff to the same board, that actually damage your your effectiveness on the algorithm. So the formats for Pinterest are there's the standard portrait image. So you have a title, an image. The image can have some text on as well. And you've got this description and the web link. And optionally, you can add tags, and they're kind of preset in Pinterest. So if you sort of search, say, crochet pattern or something like that, it pop up. Or if you put crochet in, you can get crochet techniques and things like that. So those are sort of preset, but it's worth keeping a note of ones you can use regularly and add those. And then you can also upload a portrait video as well in the same place that you upload the others. And so you'd have a video and a title and description, a web link, and then you can add tags as well. That was the difference that's changed recently, is that you never used to be able to tag normal standard pins, but now you can. And then you've got, on top of that, you've got shop functionality. So if you've got Shopify or WooCommerce or some of the other web platforms, you can then link your product catalog to Pinterest. There's some sort of behind the scenes stuff that will read what you've got, all the products you've got on your website, for example, and then create a catalog, and then you can tag those into the pins as well. And there used to be one called Idea Pin, but I don't think that was that popular, and I think they've just gone back to video pins instead now. But again, like, videos really popular, and you can also, as long as you've got the portrait videos, if you're doing videos for Instagram, you can then repurpose them on Pinterest as well, which kind of makes the whole social marketing, media marketing for small businesses a lot easier. So my top tips are make sure you have a business account and claim it. Use the Canva design format, which is 1000 by 1500. And what I find is it's easier to create the design and put multiple pages in it. That works better and it's easier to organize in the long term. You need to decide on the sequence and how often you're going to pin. So, if you're going to start off with, maybe do a different pin every day. So if you had 28 different web pages or products, then you could work your way through those every single day of the month to get your 28 days. Or you could prepare, and if you can do that, how to make it manageable is like repeating it and varying it slightly. So if you did that for like 28 different pins, that's quite a lot of work. But actually, if you duplicated those another 3 times and varied them a bit, and then posted them again with a slightly different image, a slightly different title and description, the next month and the next month and the next month, that would make it more manageable. Or what we're using for Carol these days is 8 different web pages over 28 days. And that seems to be working well because Carol's got so much content already on there. And then the full sort of supercharge is 3 sets of 7 pins. So you'd pin 3 times a day, but you do it in a week block, so you knew what you were doing. Vary the title, description, and position of the images. So this is an example of how you've kind of got the same elements of 6 steps to create a presentation, for example, but actually each of these is, in the eyes of Pinterest, a completely different image. So you're using the same content, you're just making it different in some ways. And if you've got your own images, so you're a lovely creative bunch, so you can do your own crochet or knitting, and those are completely unique. So you can like zoom in, zoom out, and focus on a different part or something like that, and all that's a different image. So that makes it much easier with having to do something that's going to go out every single day. Think about how you can vary your images and just tweak titles and descriptions, and that makes it a lot more manageable. And then use spreadsheets to keep records as well when you what board they went on and what date you put them on, and use the sequence in the file of the page numbers in the Canva file is what I mean. Hope that makes sense. So now I can show you how to upload and schedule something on Pinterest. So fingers crossed. I can find the right screens. Right. So this is my account. So I'm going to upload a file. There we go. So I've got my image, and then okay, that's gone over here. Okay. So I've prepared a spreadsheet. So I have got, I'll show you in a minute, basically a column of titles and then description. So I'm going to copy my title in there. Got a longer description. I'm going to pop that in there. Oh no, it's not the same. Sorry about this. I don't know what's, I think it's my screen. That work. I've had to make it really small. So yeah, you copy in your URL destination and you choose the board up here, GDPR compliance, and then you can choose, you can then schedule it there. So you can choose a date and a time to do it, and then you press publish, and then it will schedule it or publish it now if you haven't, you just left it today. But some of the screens where you upload it, that they vary according to the account. So that's what mine looks like. So has anyone got any questions on Pinterest?
I always get, I don't know why, but I always get confused by the idea of a repin. I don't know why, it just really baffles me. It's basically your same content, isn't it?
Is that, yeah, so
But
the
on a different
image,
board.
yes,
Okay.
at a later date in time.
And what about pinning other people's content? That's a repin, isn't it? On your
Um,
board or not? Is that not
I
what you
don't,
should
that
be
doesn't
doing?
really count towards your analytics or anything like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
And
your own
that's,
stuff on a different board after quite a bit of time.
yeah,
Right.
that's a repin.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll try and remember.
Can't see the chat with any other. Oh, yeah. No. So is there any other questions about Pinterest? I talk really fast, don't I? As usual.
I want to ask something, Sarah, because
Yeah.
I I had a Pinterest strategy for about 9 months,
Oh yeah.
and I I, I did get one sale on
Okay.
Ravelry and quite a few visits to my YouTube and website. But obviously, I was kind of hoping it might, lead to some sales.
Mm,
I worked my butt off and got nowhere. And I did keyword research and I used
oh
the same keyword stuff that I do on Etsy.
yeah.
And yet my Etsy, I think it had like up for the year to date, like 7,500 visits this year,
Yeah.
right? 10 of them came from Pinterest. So that shows
Okay.
what a flop my Pinterest strategy was.
Yeah. Do you know how many impressions you were getting and things like that?
Um, yeah, I did keep quite a close eye on my analytics,
Mm,
and I had a couple of pins that really took off, mainly for lead magnets.
yeah,
So it's kind of made me think, is Pinterest the place for products? Is it more a place for somewhere to send people to your website and gain passive income from your website and YouTube channel, as opposed to actually direct selling?
people do buy from Pinterest. It's what are you selling? Is it patterns
Yeah,
or
digital
patterns?
patterns. I don't
Yeah,
sell actual things mostly.
yeah.
I can ditto exactly what Karen's saying. I've had exactly the same
Okay,
experience.
yeah. So it might be that obviously there's a lot of free patterns on Pinterest. So
Yeah.
maybe, people are going for the free ones.
I think that's probably I'll be honest, if I'm looking for a free pattern, I'll look through Pinterest first. If I'm
Yeah.
looking for a free pattern for something that I couldn't possibly design myself in the timescale that I've got,
Mm.
I will look there. So that's made me kind of think more about my website and actually not wasting time doing pins to my Etsy and Ravelry stores, but then I
Yeah,
haven't
because
got enough URLs
yeah,
otherwise.
and I suppose the other difference is that so there used to be a collaboration between Pinterest and Etsy. You used to be able to claim your Etsy page,
Right.
but that doesn't exist anymore. So
Uh,
it could be that the algorithms are favoring people going to their own websites rather than, and even YouTube, you can't. There used to be a collaboration there, and they stopped that. So
okay, that's quite interesting.
yeah, so
Yeah, thank you. I was just
yeah,
kind of, when you think how many hours, how many Sunday evenings I spent doing my pins so that I didn't have to do them on a Monday. Um,
yeah,
and then I'm like, oh. I mean, it was quite a release stopping doing it when I realised it was pointless. Um, but I can see the benefit of it for website and YouTube stuff. But I haven't got enough URLs to keep a steady pin strategy to keep pinning fresh stuff because I haven't got enough blog posts in me or enough time to write fresh blog posts,
yeah.
all the time because it takes a
Mm.
long time, especially for a free pattern. The effort involved in putting a free pattern together, it's not something you could knock out daily.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it?
It is, but
So
it's good to know
yeah,
how to use it, and
yeah,
it's really useful. The information that you're giving us is a good refresher on like what to do.
yeah,
It's just how to use it, using that tool in the best way.
yeah, yeah. Or you could maybe still do some of your patterns, but yeah, try and build up your lead magnet bank and your
Yeah.
blog bank.
Yeah,
I
I think
wonder,
me
I wonder
too.
if there's a similar problem with going to Ravelry as well as going to Etsy and things like that. Is that,
I would
Yeah,
have probably, yeah, because it's
yeah,
not, they must know that it's a big website.
yeah, okay.
Um,
Well, that explains a
I-
few things then. Okay. Mm.
yeah,
yeah,
but
thank
then we
you.
send yours go to your website, don't they?
They
So
now do, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay, interesting.
yeah. But I suppose the advantage you lovely ladies got is that you can create nice, pretty crochet things and then put that in the background of your pin and then put some writing on top to, you know, send people somewhere. Which is how I
Mhm.
use Carol's. Whereas I'm just like a website designer, Marlo. and and my desk is like a 1980s. My nan got it when I did my A level, so it's like brown teak scratched thing. I don't have like these Canva images of desks where it's all like pristine and
Does
set up
anybody have
beautifully.
desks like
I don't know, but I
that?
don't think photos of my desk and my laptop with a dusty screen is going to sell anything. So I struggle for images, and
Yeah,
I might get a. I've always like for years I thought I might get a professional photo shoot done, but then equally you don't want to be, because we're not America, you don't want your face on everything either, do you?
yeah.
So, um, yeah, I suppose that's the benefit you lovely ladies have got, is
Okay.
that you can create pretty things. So
So, um, You mentioned YouTube. You said they used to have a collaboration with YouTube, but not anymore. So does that mean it's not worth pinning and directing to YouTube anymore?
It I suppose if it's a popular video, because you know, you'd have to use a video to get people to go there. So actually, if you did a snippet and then sent them onto a YouTube one, then you know, there's a chance that people click through and then they might subscribe to your YouTube channel. So that's a strategy.
But Pinterest itself, does it not, you know, is the algorithm not that good with YouTube or?
Well, it probably depends on the strength of the video that you've uploaded.
Okay.
Yeah, and videos always do well because you know everyone's competing with TikTok, aren't they, and Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can do video content,
Okay.
tutorials and stuff.
I'm really hoping to do more with YouTube this year. I know I said that last year, but this year I'm hoping to do more on there. So
yeah.
Okay.
So
Excellent.
some more lighting.
Right. Anyone else got any questions? No?
Okay.
Brilliant. Okay.
So
do you want to show us any more, Sarah? Or
yeah, well, I prepared a bit. So if you want specific Pinterest help from me, I can do Pinterest audits and I can offer you a discount. So I normally charge 65, but put as 20% roughly. So I could like look at your account setup and your boards and your existing pins and your analytics and make some recommendations from that. I can do an audit with some SEO research and give you some detailed keyword research and also like a grid of the trends and when they're popular throughout by month. And then I do offer full Pinterest management and which is board setup and pinning strategy and trends and SEO, and a monthly report. For 3 pins a day, that'd be 750 a month, and for 1 pin a day, it's 269. And then, as well as the Pinterest, I've got a hashtag. I'm just moving to on Paula's recommendation, moving to Thrivecart for my training platform. So hopefully by the end of the week, I'll have worked out how to connect my course to a landing page. So I can give you a discount on that. And that's all about hashtags for Instagram, which I think Ness has done. And I do WordPress websites. So if you want a website redesign or a brand new website, then I can help you with that. And I can offer a social media strategy 1-to-1. Then I do monthly reports. So, you know, if you've got some information on Meta and you've got Google Analytics and then email subscribers and stuff like that, it's all over the place. And I can pull it all together into a monthly report for you and go through your, also do an overall strategy with social media and emails as well. And then in case it's of interest to anyone, I'm doing a social media planning workshop at 1 o'clock on the 3rd of December, which is £9 through Eventbrite. So I can forward that link on to Carol later to let you guys know about that.
Okay, cool.
I think that was all I was put in there. Yeah, and you can email me at sarah@flowgrowsocial or find me on social media channels at flowgrowsocial.
Excellent.
So yeah, so are there any other questions?
Oh, I've got a question actually. You mentioned Instagram and hashtags.
Yeah.
Any truth to the rumour that Instagram are moving away from hashtags and onto keywords instead?
Yeah, they are sort of kind of using a combination they're saying is better now. So make sure your keywords in, but you can still use hashtags.
Still using both. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hate hashtags. No, I don't hate hashtags.
I hate hashtags. I tend to do 2 or 3 at best because I get fed up thinking of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the trick there is to start building a bank on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
No,
Not to do
Oh,
spoiler
you
for
know
my
how much
course,
Sally
but
loves spreadsheets,
no,
don't we?
we don't do that.
we don't like spreadsheets.
I'm very much more fly by the seat of my pants when it comes to social
Okay.
media, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
If
It
you
happens
change your
if it
mind, you can
happens.
join me on the 3rd.
I might do actually, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. Excellent.
Okay. Well, I hope you all found that useful.
Yeah, thanks. I like to it just every time it just reminds me of things that I've forgotten and gets me a bit more inspired again to go and
Oh, that's good.
tidy up a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So if there's no more questions, we'll finish there. Some of you I will see tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, trains don't get cancelled.
Hopefully, yeah. And then 2 weeks' time is our Christmas thing.
Yeah.
I'm doing some quizzes for you because that was the most popular option. So I'll be doing that. Excellent.
Brilliant.
And hopefully we'll all the people who I am meeting tomorrow, we will all get there at the right time. I've got an added complication that my husband's in hospital again. He's had another funny turn. But I think he'll still be in there. If he's still in there, then it's all right. I can come. But if he's not,
you know where to find him when
I
he's
might
in
have a
there.
problem.
Yeah.
But I'm not worrying about that. I think he'll still be in there. So, okay then. So thanks everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thanks,
Okay.
Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Bye.
Thanks, Sarah.
Cheers,
Carol.
bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.